Tips with Tony. Tips with Tony. All about nutrition from your favorite dietitian. Everything you need to digest in your mind. Tips with Tony. Tips with Tony. Making you healthier one bite at a time. With Tony. Woo!
Hello and welcome to the Tips with Tony podcast. I'm Tony Marinucci, your registered dietitian, helping you get healthy one bite at a time. Today, we are talking all about the difference between fat loss and weight loss. When people think of losing weight, they often are solely focused on the number on the scale. And what ends up happening if you go about weight loss in a very restrictive way, in a very quick way, and solely focused on the number, most 95% of the time, you're going to end up gaining that weight back. And part of it might be because of the way in which you went about it. So very restrictive meal plans are very hard to follow long term. And so, if you stop, anything you do temporarily will only produce temporary results. So if you go about doing something super restrictive and then it's too hard to stick to and you stop doing that, yes, you're going to gain weight. But why do people gain weight and some, right? So you maybe went on this weight loss journey, you lost 20 pounds. And then the way that you did it was really restrictive. Now you don't just gain the 20 pounds back. You gain back 30 pounds. And it's not like you're eating astronomically different than you were before, okay? This is why. I'm going to explain to you why. When you lose weight without prioritizing things like protein, strength training, eating balance, getting adequate sleep, then what happens is your body loses a lot of your weight from your muscle. So it is normal that when you lose weight, your body will take from your muscle, it will take water weight, and it'll take body fat. But when you go about it in a drastic way, what happens is it pulls mostly from the muscle. And that's not good. We want muscle to support our organs and our tissues, to help us keep our bones strong, and to function optimally. And also, we want more muscle on the body because it actually helps with our metabolism. So muscle at rest burns about, but we could say anywhere from 4 to 6 times more calories at rest than body fat does. So having more muscle on the body means you're going to have a faster metabolism. So if someone weighs 180 pounds and they need 2,000 calories to lose weight, and now they are 170 pounds, so they lose 30 pounds, they're going to need less calories. And these are very general numbers, guys. This is not real. Your calorie needs are dependent on many factors, but just for explanation purposes. Say you weigh 180 pounds. Now you lose 10 pounds. So you're at 170 pounds. So you needed 2,000 calories to lose weight. Now you're going to need, say, 1,900 calories to lose weight. Now you lose another 10 pounds. You're going to need 1,800 calories to lose weight. So all that to say, every time you weigh less and less and less, you need less calories. However, if you're super active, and I mean super active, I don't mean like you're killing your body doing 2 a days with lots of cardio, but if you're prioritizing strength training workouts and you're strength training about 2 to 3 days a week or more, and you're building muscle on your body, then as you lose weight and you build muscle, you could actually increase your basal metabolic rate. So the calories that your body burns at rest, your body might require more calories than when you're at a less weight, or it'll stay the same. But either way, how cool would that be if you didn't have to decrease how many calories that your body needed every single time you wanted to lose weight, right? Because think about it. If you weigh 300 pounds, and every time you lose weight, your metabolism decreases, but we also know that we never want to go under 1,200 calories a day because then you're going to be neglecting your body's micronutrient needs. Then there's not a lot of wiggle room, right? If you need, say, 3,000 calories and then you need 2,000 calories and then you need 1,500 calories, but you still have 100 pounds to lose, well, then we don't want to go below that 1,200 calorie mark. We need to make sure that we're prioritizing protein, we're prioritizing strength training, we're getting adequate sleep, we're moving our body, going for walks. Those are going to be all of the things to make sure that you maintain that muscle mass through that weight loss, or rather fat loss, okay? So the reason why this is important is because very often people will go on these very rigid, restrictive diets, they lose a ton of weight, and now even though they gain the weight back, their metabolism, because it's lost all that muscle, it still thinks that they, only need a certain amount of calories. And that's where weight regain happens. And plus that, right, what I said. So you might lose 30 pounds on a diet, but then you gain those 30 pounds back plus 10 more. So you lost 30 to gain 40. That is not helpful, right? So if you really want to be able to achieve fat loss, meaning you are losing body fat percentage, and I'm assuming and I'm hoping that if you're striving for that, it's within a healthy range, and you're going about it that way, then we want to make sure that you are eating a very balanced diet, prioritizing protein at every single meal, drinking lots of water, and strength training 2 to 3 times a week. That is a basic foundation that we can kind of start with. So that way, when you do lose weight, you make sure you're preserving your muscle mass and that any weight loss that you do achieve is coming directly from body fat. And so that way, what you can also find is the number on the scale might not change drastically because muscle actually also weighs more than body fat, which is why you could also weigh the exact same month to month, but be a pant size down, right? So your body composition is different. So checking for if you are able to do like an in-body scan, or if you have super fancy, you can go into a bod pod, or if you maybe your local gym can check your body fat percentage. I encourage that as a form of measure rather than just looking at the scale, because you could literally weigh the same amount of weight and look completely different, depending on if most of your weight is coming from muscle or if most of your weight is coming from body fat. So I want to be clear, body fat is necessary on the body, and we do need body fat. It helps with our hormones. It helps regulate our menstrual cycles if you're female. It keeps us warm. There's so many benefits. It cushions our organs and our tissues. So we do need body fat for sure. However, the excess body fat, that's where it could lead to chronic diseases. And that's when we start to, that's where it starts to actually screw up with our hormones a little bit. And we might feel hungry more often than our body actually needs. And there's lots of complications when it comes to excess body fat. So it's really just about finding that balance, and just making sure that you're doing the things that you need to do for you. Now, with that, I will say for both weight loss and fat loss, there does need to be some kind of a calorie deficit, but the smaller the deficit, the more likely you are where it's going to be that you're achieving fat loss versus just straight weight loss. Because the more drastic the deficit, then the more the body is going to need to take from its own body, and it's likely going to pull from the muscle. So you need a calorie deficit in either one to achieve either one, but it does not have to be super, super drastic. Okay? And like I said, if you're really prioritizing sleep and movement and strength training and balance and protein, and you're taking care of you, naturally what's going to happen is your body will slowly start to lose body fat, but it's not going to be super drastic. But either way, your weight loss journey, your fat loss journey will be a much more healthier, happier, and sustainable one. All right, so I hope this was helpful for you. If you have any follow-up questions, don't hesitate to email me, tipswithtony@gmail.com. If you're not already subscribed to the Tips with Tony podcast, definitely hit that subscribe button. A new episode comes out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and when you're subscribed, you don't miss a beat. All right, that's it for me. Thanks so much for listening. As always, I'm Tony Marinucci, your registered dietitian, helping you get healthy one bite at a time.